Alright guys, do a little quick update on the 479 here. Just been checking in the manual and I noticed that I had this idler sprocket on backwards. I had up on the chain running up on top when I was supposed to run on the bottom like that. And they weren't lying because when I got done running it, this chain was loose. So I got that fixed. And no knocking coming from here, but as you can see right down here, maybe take the wobble box. So, looking at bearings in here, that's where my knocking's going from. And I think while I'm at it, I'm going to be taking this thing apart. I might as well replace this belt. Up there, right here. Should probably get that belt replaced. So that's where my knocking's coming from. And I will admit that the rollers being retimed did shut it up quite a bit. But still got this problem right here, which I can fix it. I'm not going to pay for a rebuilt one or a new one. I mean, this wobble box rebuilt is worth more than the whole machine itself. Allstate's Ag wants $850 for a rebuilt one, and no way. There's that. But for the most part, it doesn't run good. I did notice that the reel is a little slower than what it should be. At least the 1209, that runs a little bit faster than this one. So I'm going to do a video on how to change the reel speed. And after I think after I do second cut with it for the, well, we'll see what happens with second cut, whether I use this thing or not. But I'm gonna, if I do use this for second cut, I might hook it to the WD, have a little bit of fun with it. But as you can see, I got some hold downs that are worn out. One's broke off here. This one's a little bit better, that one. But as you can see, the floor pan, that's rusted out. I can run it the way it is for ever if I want to, just keep it cleaned up and dump oil on it. But I'm gonna get this thing fixed because it bugs me a little bit. And depending on the money situation, I'm gonna completely rebuild this whole cutter bar. Guards are good. Sections are, I can run them, but I'm just gonna go through the whole thing. Do wear plates, hold downs, sections, and it's gonna be quite the project because New Holland uses rivets, which that's no big deal. I can make that work. So, a little update on the 479. Yeah, I got a freaking wasp nest right underneath here. That's why I didn't do any of the real timing or the timing, the real speed. So tomorrow when I get at work, I'm gonna do that. I'll get a video on doing your real speed. After I shoot that thing down, brake cleaner and a lighter, burn him out of there. But for the most part, they're pretty good. I'm happy with it. So I also adjusted the windrow thingamajigger, them little things there. I can't remember what it's called, but it makes your windrows bigger or small. I adjusted that a little bit. So anyway, just an update on this old girl. She's one step closer to getting in the field. Catch you guys in the next one. Alright guys, took a minute to add on here. Forgot to mention I got a wobble box that came with the new Holland when I bought it. And this one, well, it's gonna move because there's nothing bolted down in here, but I put a hand here and a hand down here, try to move it. These bearings are good, so what I'm gonna drop this thing in there, see what happens. I gotta get a dust cap for it. I replaced 2 grease zerks on it. Everything's tied on it. So we're just gonna drop this thing in there and hope for the best. So we'll see what happens. And before I end the video, I want to give a big thank you to my buddy Ford Farmer for sending me a teardown of this thing and the bearings and how it all comes apart and all that kind of stuff. Really appreciate that, dude. You're awesome. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna need some help with this thing because this thing's like a freaking boat anchor that probably came with the Titanic. This thing's freaking heavy. And trying to wiggle it into where I gotta put it, that's not gonna be a fun job. And while this thing's apart, I'm gonna replace the drive belt for this because, like you saw in the previous clip, it's cracked in a couple places. Might as well get that done while I'm at it. So, and everything. While I'm on shoot, got some prices for sections and the rivet tool I need and hayrake parts. Some other stops. Anyway, we'll catch you guys in the next one.